barking at whatever. Could be a shadow for all they know. So there should be live here though. May take a moment for my stream to catch up though. Tell me that we're live, but we should be. I do have a pre-release kit here. I couldn't wait, so I did open up a couple of. I had Caves of it, or not Cave, Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan, and Ixalan pre-release kits that I opened. I was trying to save those. We'll have to come back and do them again. I can't say that there was really anything, of extraordinary, though I did find that there, and I got that, and then that. The Shapers. Star of Extinction. Admiral. Beckett. Brass. Now I know some of you may be at pre-releases, maybe doing their game pre-release games, though. So that, of course, means that you probably won't see this until later. There's Captain Lannery Storm. Did get Azora's Gateway as a pre-release card. I think that is probably. I guess I did get a couple of others. Rampaging Paradon, Spell Swindle. I did open up. I had a pre-release kit of M21 that I opened. I did actually get Terror of the Peaks and a Scavenging Ooze and the Borderless. And then there's a few others though in there as well. So that, I think, is it from the pre-release kits. I did say, I did open up an Ikoria one that I got that out of as well. I also got apparently 9 lives. That is a pre-release out of the Ikoria, and that one out of the what do you call it? The M21. Don't know why I'm drawing a blank there. It's right there. So we're gonna put these back. We are going to open up ourselves a pre-release kit. I do also have. I may snag a pack or 3 out of this here. I did get a set booster box, so we may jump into that and see what we can find in there. Let's see. Speaking of which, I do have. I don't know if any of these codes are still going to be valid from the pre-release kits, depending on, I guess, their age of when they expire. Okay. Realize that for the moment. Okay, so yeah, we are going to I will say that the other thing I've been taking advantage of is converting some older or some newer stuff into basically stuff like that, pirate ships from the dark. Because obviously right now the prices are definitely in the favor to acquire a certain flavoring of the dark, though, and some others as well, though, but definitely the dark, though. So while I have to wait. Hey, Cosmic Seeds, thanks for stopping by. I gotta just wait for a payday or some other funds to sales to go through. I am, of course, with picking up basically some other cards from the dark, though, filling in gaps for the dark set itself, though, taking advantage of the pricing to fill those up. Little squirrel wrangler to go with the squirrel deck. And then I thought I had one of those and didn't. Or if I did, I don't know where it went. But I like the borderless version of the dragon there. And then picked up nice Giada. Yeah, I know that, like, I picked up a few key cards that I needed for the dark, though. When the basically with this latest round of pricing swing, though, when they went on sale or the price came down, I picked up nice City of Shadows, and then I got that off of Twiddler, though, the Season of the Witch, and even though the prices come down a bit, though, on Season of the Witch, City of Shadows. Yeah, the well, depends on your perspective about the pricing on the uh, Goblin Wizard. Uh, I, on the other hand, will be am looking to acquire a said Goblin Wizard, and so like City of Shadows, when its price came down, it made it all that more uh, picking up on my end. So I've got here, I'm going to just put these up here. I guess if anyone wants them, picks them up, though. Arena codes, although that one says 2022, so that's expired. I assume it's expired because it said that expires July 1st of 2022. That's the same. 22, so that's the same. These are all expired. Which of course means that they are going to be oh, okay, I guess that one's 2024, so that one has not expired yet, and neither has that one. I'll bring those up a little closer, though, just so that you get the chance to see basically the code. You can pause it, and if you want to make use of the code, though, just make sure you note that, though. I don't play Arena. I've got too many other games that I play to have time to play Arena. So there's that one there. I have what do I have? I've got Star Trek Online, World of Tanks, uh, City Skylines, the original right now. I do plan to at some point perhaps try to get Skylines 2. We shall see um, how that goes. Besides that, though, what else do I've got? Um, Civilizations, though. I've got some. Got other games though. One of the games that I like though, kind of fun to play though, wasn't expensive to get, and I generally wait for the expansions to go on sale on Steam. Is basically American Truck Simulator. You get to drive around a big rig, hauling from place to place though, and in that you get the opportunity to build yourself a little trucking empire, and basically the locations are actually a lot of the locations that they have in the game though are real life locations though. They actually have a basically a couple of videos out. Their most recent trip was them going to Kansas, because I know that they've done the West Coast. Uh, the last ones that were added was what, Montana, Texas was added, Oklahoma, and then they've got Kansas and Nebraska that they're also, and Arkansas. So they're slowly working their way across the country. Eventually, they'll get to the East Coast, but that basically gives them essentially, you know, they've covered the only places they don't have, obviously, um, is Alaska and Hawaii, which I mean, eventually, I guess they could add. So here's our dice that we've got from Ixalan, little green dice. Got an 18. Cool. Add it to our dice pile. And of course, then we got our contents inside. Little pre-release packaging note here. Little picture or something, pictogram. Not really that interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and see what lies inside our packs here. And set that off to the side there, cover that up, because that's the big one. Now, of course, I was checking to see what basically the basically big hits or pricing is on cards there. And the thing is, it's kind of interesting, is that it's not as easy to find that pricing as it usually is though on TCG Player. I think they've changed or restricted basically how the card listings go up at the moment though. So, which the prices there, half dozen other. I mean, the only ones that obviously are going to be the big ones are really the special guests, though. Outside of that, though, um, the pricing on any one card, though, over the other is going to certainly fluctuate or change, though, um, before it actually becomes basically a real set though, or it is a real set, but before it actually becomes a officially released set. But get in here though. You know, the special guest wise, of course, Caves of Ixalan are no. We're looking for things like basically Cavern of Souls or Mana something. So we'll see what we find in here. Mana. Okay. I think it's Mana Crypt. Because Mana Vault was just released or re-released, reprinted. Altile, Wanderer, and Glyph. I saw a Wandering Glyph. I'd be kind of scared though, because all the glyphs I've seen have all been just on cave walls or or in stone though, not actually tracing around on their own. Rollick's Roar, Alzamoon's Crack Shot. So it's Holly's Favor, the Hunter's Blowgun. These are all the commons here. Dinomation, Dinosaur, Gnome. You know, gnomes gnomes are both smart and at the same time sometimes just scary stupid. They're smarter than goblins. I mean, at least a gnome will not launch another gnome out of a cannon, unlike a goblin. However, a gnome would launch a goblin out of a cannon. So Healy's Lattice. Now we finally get into flips over Mastercraft Raptor Dinosaur. Captain Storm. What is that? Cosmian Raider. Uncommon. Earth, the Earth Shaker, Dreadmaw, 6-drop for 6/6, Trampled Dinosaur. Achille, the Seething Tower, a fungus. And our first option is a rare, is Pugnacious Hammer Skull. 6/6 for a 3. Somehow I think that this, just on mana cost alone, this basically makes it a better card than one we just in the Earthshaker. At least from the standpoint that mana cost wise. We got a Hidden Courtyard as a land and cave though. And our dinosaur token could be quite useful. If you're going to play with a dinosaur deck and you can basically, copy, clone, summon dinosaurs, might be good to have the ability to basically have dinosaur tokens. That's the Cosmic Seeds. That's a challenge that all games face, though. Is basically power creep, though. It is the longer a game exists, though. Envoy of Okinen. The longer a game exists, the harder it becomes. Basically, to avoid the power creep though. Seismic Monstrosaur. 6 for 6/5. Mine Shaft Spider. And I speak of that from basically games though as well, not just the Magic, but um, Star Trek Online though. I used to play Dark Ages of Camelot though. Um, uh, no, but basically the idea of the power creep part though is it's one that you'll see not just with the card games like Magic or I don't play Pokemon or some of the other card games, but I am sure uh, that power creep potentially is a thing in those games, or could be. I know that in some of the uh, Star Trek collectible card game, some of the following sets toward the end of its basically demise, though, started to see some power creep, though. But the basically computer games, though, has that same issue, though, with the power creep, though, and avoiding it, though, uh, becomes ever so tough without just printing everything back from the previous sets to oblivion. Greedy freebooter. It is one of the reasons why MTG is Magic WotC is kind of stuck in that they have basically two choices, though. I mean, technically three. One is they could just keep printing the same cards over and over and basically make the cards worthless, all of them. Which case, at that point, you don't have power creep because none of the cards get any better. You just printed everything to oblivion. The second option, though, is that you make all new cards, though, every time. Nothing is old. Problem is that in order to make them new, you potentially are making every set a power creep set. Third option, though, is where you do a mix of old and new, trying to stave off the power creep in every set, or at least tamp it down, though. The problem with doing that is that, of course, you then have basically what WotC has now, and that is you're reprinting things from previous sets, though, which uh, is great for new players. It's great for people who are want to join or who didn't have the option to join, can't afford, some of those higher end expensive cards. At the same time, uh, if you overprint them, then they become basically too accessible and eventually lose their value. Sunshot. So, I mean, Runaway Boulder. Ah, hey, look. All they need to do is they could have included a little picture of a guy wearing a hat there with a whip, though, you know, without actually referencing or specifically naming Indiana Jones. It could be, you could have had one with basically a hat there and basically not and avoided the trademark issue without actually uh, getting that too specific. Inverted iceberg. Mawmot War Scribe. Cat Warrior. Merfolk Cave Diver. Sea Note Scout. Did I guess I did. Messed up there. That was uncommon. See, this is problem when you get old and you're trying to read we're not paying attention to basically the set symbols or the little comment that tells you that it's a common or an uncommon card, is that you just keep going though. So we got Terran's Journal as our rare. And we've got the Hidden Necropolis for our land to go with the Hidden Courtyard copy token. So the artwork is one of the things that, of course, I think makes both the new sets and the old sets distinct, and basically makes you want to certain cards though you just really want to snag. Staggering size, and sometimes the card may not be worth a lot, may not be worth any more than a regular card though. If the those it's the drawback of so many new cards having the basically essentially being the full art set though, where basically you've got, it's no longer just a special thing though. It makes the cards just common. However, the cool cards, even if they're only 25 cents though for a full art card though, it does make it worth looking at. Okay, so got a consuming spelunker artifact. Looks like that's upside down or backwards. It was backwards. That was odd. The tithing blade. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the reason why I went after and completed basically, I want to say that it's complete, but I probably need to double check, and that is make sure that I actually have the complete set of, including the variants of the Fallen Empire. It was a set that I played with though back in the day. Not a hard set to find. It's not one of the most valuable sets though either, but it is a set that I played with though. Besides obviously revised, but revised outside of some major key cards is kind of expensive to put together. Swashbuckler's Whip, Trumpeting Connoisseur, Connoisseur for a rare. Oh yeah, collecting or getting all the arts though. Captivating Cave. And then we got token artifact map. Whoa! Shoot. Okay. I hope everyone's okay. My tablet just nosedived off. Nosedived. That was not a experience that I would care to see repeated here, though. I assume that I'm still live, but I must have bumped it, though, or something happened. It must have gotten the backstand must have shifted. So actually ended up tipping over. Okay, now I've got that flipped back and put back. So let's see here. Okay, so apparently in my fall, the basically, yeah, homelands. Yep, I basically have gone after those older sets though, homelands, Mirage, Fallen Empire of the Dark, a couple of the other ones though, and still I'm basically grabbing, you know, what I can of those when I can, and basically it's it's one of those things where I may never complete some of those old sets though, just because you know a few key cards like you know the diamonds, uh, the Lion's Diamond, yeah, and so yeah, and then some of them have basically become easier to basically pick up or collect, fill in the gap though. Uh, and that's in part why, I mean, one of the things that I basically do here, Ultra Archaeologist, is I've been taking some of the newer stuff like the caves here though, um, or some of the extras that I've got though, and basically converting that into basically back into cash though, and then using that to basically either buy more of the newer stuff or also flipping it and getting some of the old stuff though for those sets. Another runaway boulder. Dread Observer. Again, this one is another one that is basically flipped. Visage of Dread, and then it flips and drops. Dread of Sorrow. So, yesterday though, Belligerent Yearling, I went to, well, me and my wife took our son to basically for a college tour though. He is he, his top pick though at this point for college next year is to go to Colgate University, which is located over in it's southeast of Syracuse, so it's basically still part of the central part of New York though. Um, but it was like a 4-hour drive from here to there, and so we did that. He went on the tour though. We went on part of the tour, and then uh, we decided it was a little too cold for us though, and a little too many hills and steps though for those of us a little older these days. Um, but he definitely would fit in though, and he's got the grades to go. It's just a question of whether he can get basically accepted. Bart Bartolomeo del Presidio, Vampire Knight. 2-drop, a 2/1. Sacrifice another creature or artifact. Put a +1/+1 counter on Bartolomeo. And that's not necessarily a bad card though, especially if you can, generate basically a bunch of 1/1s creatures though. Maybe there's a card out there that says, "Hey, every time somebody casts a spell, create a 1/1 token creature." Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, this is. Oh, looks like this might be definitely an uncommon card though. Thrashing Brontodon. Looks like it might be one of those special guest cards. Bring this up here, but it's a full art card though, and it's basically a 3-drop for a 3/4 creature, and then you can sacrifice Thrashing Brontodon and destroy target artifact or creature, or enchantment, I should say. Target artifact or enchantment. Tap 1 and sacrifice. I can think of a number of cards that I would be willing to trade my Thrashing Brontodon for. Uh, and then we got that Zalti, the Great Door, for a legendary artifact. And we got one of those nifty new Plains cards from the Jurassic World. So I would trade this card and destroy a Jeweled Lotus. I'd trade it. It depends though, but I would definitely use it to destroy anything like a Mana Crypt or Mana Vault, or if you're using or if you're one of those players who might happen to have, a basically Mox diamond or or a similar color diamond. Shoot, if I could basically use it and sacrifice it before you could use your Black Lotus, though, that would be a great trade as well. So we also interesting is that with the way that they set up their prices on the college, though, or basically what you're paying, though, is that it's designed that for those who basically are on the lower income tiers, there's thresholds, though, and then basically that is how they establish how much a student would have to pay, though, outside of other costs, though. So, but at the very least, though, the biggest thing that's, of course, my son would end up needing to pay for is essentially because he would have to live on campus, not driving home every night. That's a 4-hour trip one way, though. But and they really do encourage the freshmen to live on campus, though, because they do it as a basically team setup, though. Oh yeah, I drive to work, and it's an hour drive from where I'm at uh, to my office, though. But 4 hours, though, that's just in one direction. We did that yesterday, though. That was an 8-hour trip, though. Um, we got the Burning Sun Cavalry. basking cap, capybara, uh, Alcott of Alcazatu, Zots, River Herald Scout. Yeah, Soaring Sandwing, and I got so apparently they've got 4 different dining halls now. We heard from one person who was there is that the food uh, during unfortunately during the pandemic uh, lost its appeal. Uh, to be fair, but having moved past that and now basically uh, uh, past it though, it actually is quite uh, quite delicate a delicacy. There's a lot of different available uh, foods or places in the dining halls, different foods though. Pathfinding extra food rage. Mysantodon or Mycodon consuming blast. Yeah. So I mean, it's if he gets the chance though, spring loaded soft leaves. Scampering surveyor. Vanguard of the Rose. Oh yeah, well, and this is, I mean, I think the, I mean, they're, it's, I forget what basically the enrollment was, but it's a small um, enrollment though. It's somewhere in like the 3,000 to 3,600, I think it was. Maybe less than 4,000 for sure. Vanguard of the Rose of Vampire Knight. Cool. Curator of Sun's creation. Poetic ingenuity for a rare. And I know we got something foily coming up here. It's a common pirate hat. Hidden volcano or a land and a gnome token. Uh, so funny you say that though. My kids all had a Spanish field trip um, last Monday, or it might have been the Monday before. But they basically when they were before they after the field trip they got lunch though, and they stopped at a one of the major. Well, really, it's the only mall that is still has the majority of its stores though, um, and so they chose their different entrees or their places to eat though. My youngest one opted to get sushi, and so and apparently she loved it, and my wife had apparently got a chance to sample just a bit of what she had gotten because she didn't finish it all, or she brought a bit home. So my son chose to eat it some sort of Indian uh, cafe or a restaurant food that they had there. And my oldest daughter, the middle one, she chose a safe bet and went with a sub, uh, and was happy with her sub. So another chance. Hey, you got another chance. There's a, yep, we got another chance at the Dynamatron. Okay, this is just getting to be silly though. The every time I hit this spot here, basically the card is backwards. Kashimi's Stone Tree. Well, that was the nice thing about going to the mall for them to eat though, is that they did. They all everyone who went on that field trip, the Abysmal or Starker, got the chance to basically choose what they wanted to have that day. Dauntless, Dismantler, and we got a Gold Fury Strider. And we got the Restless Prairie for our rare. And then we got a Hidden Cataract for the land card and a Gnome Soldier. Well, that was our... Oh, we got one other thing to go with our... basically, forgot about this here. Our basically pre-release kit, though. So that was what I was doing Friday. So even if I had the opportunity to go to a basically pre-release event, though, that would have taken up that I wouldn't have been able to do that anyway. So we've got Starving Reverence, a spirit horror for our rare pre-release card. And then I've got some punch outs. Oh, I guess we get another token card. Well, I'm going to again zoom up here. And basically, if someone wants that, though, make sure you note that you did take the arena code card. So that way, nobody is going to look for it or try to use it and finds that it's not usable. So, that being said, I am going to go ahead and crack into the set box here and open this up if it doesn't run away from me. Yeah, all right. Doesn't want to really open. So, do it that way. So we know that we're looking for basically a couple of specifics, though. We are going to get into our... There's our box topper. And then we are going to grab 3 packs. You know what? We're going to grab 6 packs. I will use the rest and open those up and make some short videos out of them. So this is going to be like one of the last sets. Because outside of the remastered, I think then we're moving to the new basically box set play formats. Okay, well, we got Mephidros Vampire for a rare to start us off with, and a orderless. And then we got a foil common card, Bolas Cloud Guard. And we got a. Okay, now I'm confused here. Oh, okay. So we got Unstable Glyph Bridge for a rare as well. Yeah, and then we got our Thrashing Brontodon in the uncommon. That's not cool. Yeah, I am gonna hold my judgment on those, but it does seem like that's going to be a really interesting to see how that plays out. Browsing device, tendril of micro tyrant. Explorer's Cache. Mammoth's Battleglyph. Hutali's First Strike. Fanatical Offering. Alkite. Vito's Inquisitor. And a Promising Vein. Cave. Yeah, it very well could turn into that. But I think they will get if this is the way they want to go. I think people will give WotC a 2-shot chance. That is, you got one though, and we know that it's going to be the first one, and we hope you don't mess it up. But if you don't get it right the first time, the second time, though, by the third time, they may end up bleeding more players and losing more sales than they ever imagined because they've opted to switch. Sovereign Okani Ahu, Cat Noble. Idol of Deep King. Idol of the Deep King. I guess it does flip. So there are some apparently cards that do flip as the Sovereign's Mercurial. Zohora Lava Tongue. Zohora's Justice. Spyglass Siren. Buried Treasure. Daring Discovery. Sunfire Torch. Drilled Caveworm. Quicksand Whirlpool. Hidden Acropolis. All right. Got our third pack here in the set box. List card. Battle Flight Eagle. What was that from M13 though? Oh, it's just a common. Baltic Archaeologist. Terror Tide for a rare. Visage of Dread, which basically flips over though. And when we saw it in the pre-release kit, this was how it was facing us. Geological Appraiser, Curator of Sun's Creation, Capucci Sunborn, and a pirate hat, Waylaying Pirates, Shipwrecked Sentry. Sense a pirate theme going on here. Rampaging Spiketail Dinosaur. Acrobatic Leap, and the Hidden Necropolis again. Okay. All right. We will do another set of 3 here. Art card. Oh, no. Bottle Gnomes. That's Tempest, though. It's a common. Or at least that's, I believe it's common, but it's actually still better than the other one. I don't really have a good place for it, though, but we'll find room here somewhere. We'll put it on top of this laying down here. And we got a common card, which reminds me, that's what I wanted to check and see. I think these are... Nope, okay. So this, my set box was made in Japan. That explains why the rare mythics are coming right up at the beginning. Bedrock Tortoise, an 06. So not really a fighter though. As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have hexproof. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. So each creature you control's toughness is greater than its power. Ah! Okay, so if your creature was basically a 1/6, it would basically instead do 6 instead of 1. Master Guide's Mural. Yeah, I mean, and it's a 0/6 creature, so I mean that basically Turtle's already going to be a hard. Well, I mean, yes, there are ways you can get rid of it, but in terms of just straight up combat damage, though, it's going to require more effort than just, you know, your typical option. Lightning bolt. Yeah, 3 points. Okay, you're going to need something else to basically to hit it for 3 more, and that's assuming you don't find a way to or have something that's boosted its defense further already. We got a raccoon here, scavenger, Council of Echoes, spirit advisor, self-reflection, sunfire torch. See, now I could easily have just sped through the cards like some of the other oracles puzzle door. Speed through the cards though, um, and basically not bother to check or read them though. But I only can open so much though, and I also like to, if a card catches my attention, I'd rather spend the moment checking it out though, wondering what it is though. That doesn't mean that every time that tortoise shows up again that I'm going to pause and read it again, unless I start suffering from basically uh, short-term memory loss, though, like Dora or Dory from Finding Nemo. In which case, then yeah, sure. But also, apparently, when you suffer from short-term memory loss, basically, then you can also hide your own Easter eggs, because by the time you're done hiding them, and then you go to start looking for them, you will have forgotten potentially where you hid them. Yeah, I'm still waiting on Twiddler to send my stuff though, and I've been uh, both trying to prod him to get him to send the stuff though, but also I know that he's got a lot going on, so I've also been trying to not basically be uh, basically over uh, bearing about it though, but still waiting to send for him to send the stuff though. Corpses of the Lost. Yeah, so like that Galaxy uh, card that I got out of the Infinity Collector Pack. Forget which one it was though. Now it's been so long. But after I won that though, um, I then went ahead and sent over the money for him to ship it out, and that's been a couple of weeks now. So and I'd have to check my phone to see exactly how long it's been, but it's been a while. So, Corpses of the Lost. I'm going to zoom it up or bring it up here real quick. Hold it here and let you guys read it, or you can pause it and read it. But I'm going to read it here. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those cards though that I will hold on to, um, as opposed to some of the other cards though, because they are so. I mean, it's what makes Infinity worth spending any money on any packs for. So, Corpses of the Lost. Skeletons you control get +1/+0 and have haste. When Corpses of the Lost enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, you may pay 1 life. If you do, return Corpses of the Lost to its owner's hand. You descended if a permanent card was put into your graveyard from anywhere. Okay, so that's I had to read that to understand what they were talking about with Descended. I've never heard of that, but Descended is that if a permanent card was put into your graveyard from anywhere, then then at that point though you can pay 1 life. If you do, return corpses of the lost to its owner's hand. Okay. So if basically someone wants to pay a life though, they can force the enchantment back to your hands. Okay. That's kind of confusing though. Yeah, I mean, I like the first segments of it though. Like, hey, skeletons you control get +1/+0 and haste. And then you get to when it comes into the battlefield. Oh, hold on. Now here could be. Now this actually could be a thing though, because it says. Now on the other hand, every time that this card enters the battlefield, they're going to create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token. So if this card goes back to your hand and you recast it again for the 3-drop, obviously your skeletons again get a +1/+0, so they gain strength, but also you create another 2/2 black token, pirate token. So there is an advantage there. It basically makes all your creatures less effective when it comes back to your hand, but you can basically start generating tokens though uh, for that. So I'm going to call that basically that actually is uh, could become a real uh, annoying card though. So we got Otolok Landmark. This must be Levity Tour. It's a common card. Carnivorous Maw. Oh, good. Go in a cave that will eat you. Uchenbach, The Great Mistake. Skeleton Horror. 6/4. Okay, so Descend is definitely going to be the new thing. Pit of Offerings. The Goblin Tomb Raider. Plundering Pirate. Fungal Fortitude. Mineshaft Spider. Child of the Volcano. And the Hidden Nursery. Alright. Now we're going to go move on to our final pack here. And then do the rest of the packs here later. I do want to see what else is in there. Then there's our fungus token. And uncommon dig site conservatory. And jump right to the rare then, which is the molten collapse. Choose one. If you descended this turn, you may choose both instead. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value mana value 1 or less. Yeah. We got Carmen, Cruel, Sky Marcher, Mythic, LCC. Must be the LCC must be for the commander because LIC is the regular, or LCI is Lost Caves of Ixalan. So Vampire Soldier. Flying. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Carmen, Cruel Sky Marcher, and you gain 1 life. Whenever a Carmen attacks, return up to 1 target permanent card with mana value less than or equal to Carmen's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. From the Molten Collapse, yeah, it's 1 or less. This basically is you can return up to 1 target permanent card with mana value less than or equal to Carmen's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. So 2/2 unless you power up Carmen. And then we got the Inverted Iceberg again. The Earthshaker Dreadmaw. Rampaging Ceratops. Dusk Rose Reliquary. Poison Dart Frog. Nurturing Bristleback. Dinosaur. Dinotron. Relic's Roar. And the Hidden Cataract. Okay, well, so for those who will watch this live or who are here watching it live, we're going to go ahead and hop into the Treasure Trove box topper. I like how they say sealed product not for resale. And I guarantee you that you will find these available on the secondary market. Because I know that, and I've seen the basically box toppers from Ultimate Masters and such. So odds are this is not going to be of any. Basically, we're going to hope that it's a good one, and that's the best we can do. And it is the Worn Power Stone, which is not what we would be hoping for. Well, we'll have to try our luck again at some point in the future, though. Sure that there will be another opportunity down the road. I am going to go ahead and wrap up this particular live stream here, and then the live stream itself will follow and go live here in due time, and then we will, of course, make the other boxes open up. Yeah, I mean, so of the uncommon ones, there are definitely some usable uncommon ones, though. I mean, sure, yes, you're going to be hoping for some of the basically some of the higher or more higher end ones though. But sometimes, if you had to pick out of some of those uncommon ones, there are certainly a number of uncommon ones that I would take though over the other ones for sure. So we will see you all in the next one. Have a great day, guys. Cosmic Seeds, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it, though. And everyone else who catches this later, don't forget to like and subscribe and share and leave a comment, though. And we'll see you in another video. You guys have a great day and a great evening. Good luck on the next week.